What's going on, YouTube? I actually was going to open this video on my face, but that doesn't appear to be possible to be able to film myself and then flip the camera around to show you what I want to show you. This video is going to show you some of my boxing memorabilia collection. Had a lot of people ask about that, so my wife was kind enough to let me pretty much decorate my downstairs area with boxing. That's she and I in that picture there, since I can't put my face on the actual screen. I mean, I could, but it didn't lend itself to... I couldn't flip it. I don't know how to flip it back around, so if any of you know how to do that, let me know. I googled it, nothing happens. So the point of this video, let's get to some of this boxing stuff. Here's some noise up top. Bo Holyfield 2. One of my favorite fights of all time. Of course, Evander being my favorite fighter when he won the title back. This is the Sports Illustrated, and here's the KO cover. I purchased all these magazines myself back then. Super Fight poster, The War, Leonard Hearns 2. The second of their two fights. Scored a draw, bogus. Hearns got robbed. Dropped Leonard twice, should have won it. Frank Bruno, Lennox Lewis, big fight in England for a heavyweight title. I don't know if I'd call it a super fight, but I've got the poster. Some covers over here. We got Mike unifying the titles against Tony Tucker. Tyson versus Ruddock. First fight. Ruddock gracing the cover of Boxing Illustrated. I think this is the only time he was ever on the cover of a boxing magazine exclusively at that time without Tyson or someone else sharing it with him. He was one of my favorite fighters back then. Holyfield, talking about his fight with Foreman. Holyfield Cooper, one of my all-time favorite fights. Great slugfest. If you haven't seen it, should definitely check it out. Michael Moore, another great slugfest, again featuring Bert Cooper. When Oliver McCall beat Lewis, I thought this cover was kind of funny as I looked through him because Don King completely positioned him, obviously, to get that shot. But he had to still win the fight, and he did. Bo beating Holyfield in the rubber match. However, if Holyfield wouldn't have had the issues he had, I think he would have probably stopped Bo. Dropped him, looked like he had him out, but then he couldn't finish him. Oh yeah, Evander's big win. The one that finally solidified what I already knew, that he was a great fighter. Big Andrew Golota fan. The second Bo Golota fight is probably one of the most savage fights I've ever seen, and one of the best fights, in spite of the terrible ending. I never was a Lennox Lewis fan, though I recognized how great he was, so I enjoyed it when Hasim Rahman upset him, even though he got, blasted out in the rematch. So I wanted to put The Rock up. Trinidad, always one of my favorite fighters, had a cover that I had of his. Above this, I got some super fight posters. Bo Holyfield 1. Very good fight. All three fights are very good. At that point, two unbeaten heavyweights. Probably two of the 3 or 4 best in the division at the time. Get to put Lennox Lewis was up there too. Holyfield versus George Foreman. I'll never forget this fight. Fond memories of that. It was before you could actually get pay-per-view in your home, at least where I live in Missouri. So my father rented a hotel room, and we packed it full of my friends and his friends, and we watched that bad boy. Tyson Spinks. Another one before the home pay-per-view. You had to do closed circuit, which Tyson Ruddock won, ironically. When I was talking about that, I actually saw the second Tyson Ruddock fight on closed circuit here at the Show Me Center. It's a event center where we live, so let's see what else we got here. I got a few more. Over here we got some pinups. I got Meldrick Taylor, Roy Jones, Lennox Lewis, Azuma Nelson. We got the Foreman Moore super fight, where George became the oldest heavyweight champion in history. As far as what else I've got, shit. Sorry, live video, guys. My bad. I apologize for that. Over here we've got a KO Camera Classic from '91. It's pretty good stuff on there. And then the fight that eventually happened in '96, but they made the poster in '91 that I got and they never did. So it's a tough process as far as what's going on. If you can see, I've still got quite a few down here that haven't went up yet. Terry Norris, Rick Bowe, Andrew Galata, Foreman, Tyson. I got a couple Holyfields. Got a Buster Douglas over there. So here we got there's a Ruddock, Trinidad, Tony. So I think I have a super fight poster in here still, yeah. And I've got several of those that aren't up yet. As you can see, I got this one's full of Ring magazines, got a bunch of them, and this one's full of KO magazines, top to bottom. And this one's just kind of random. And I mean, this is just a small percentage of the stuff I have. I have a lot more out in the garage. I was looking through some tapes earlier. These are all full VHS tapes. I am determined to knock this James Toney poster to the ground. All this collection, I've probably got another 20 totes or more outside if you combine boxing and magazines. It's just out of curiosity's sake. Let's dive in. Greg Page, Bone Crusher Smith. Huh. These bigger tapes, these T200s, I remember these. You'd get these, I'd record the entire pay-per-views on them. It's always with Lewis one pay-per-view, and I'd always record all the pre-fight and post. Let's see what else we got on here. Actually, hold on. This one's got some graphics on it. What's this? Brian Scott Courage Shabalala. I remember that fight. It's a big upset. He knocked Shabalala out, and he was a bum, but Shabalala was supposed to be something. Mercer Witherspoon, Bogle out of 2 pay-per-view. Jerry Jones, yeah, some small, those are some short fights I used to fill that tape. What we got here? Holyfield Tyson post-fight, pre-fight. What's this? Holyfield Tyson, ESPN post-fight, Showtime post-fight. I'm telling you, dude, I would film tape after tape of just all the stuff I could get. Holyfield Tyson 2, ESPN post-fight prime. I'd always have the fights on a separate tape and then the post-fight. Let's see what's in this one. I'm not going to bore you guys with going through all these, but some of these older fights I remember I transferred over. Let's see what we got here. Hollywood. Holmes, Bone Crusher, Holmes, Shavers, Klitschko, Sir Morrison, Amateur. There's so much stuff. Again, I won't bore you. I guess I could take you guys out to the garage and show you what all's out there. There's a bunch of stuff. You know what? This video is already 8 minutes. I had some people that wanted to see some of what I got here. So, you know, this is the percentage of it. Look at that cover. Oh, you guys will find this interesting. I think this will be worth. I was taking a look at this earlier. I remembered this back in the day. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I may need to learn to do a little editing so this isn't such a chore. Where was it? You gotta see this. I found this very interesting. So here you go. They preview Tyson Holyfield, you know. And it's funny because after the fact now, everybody just assumes Tyson was shot, Holyfield was the man. The prestigious Ring magazine says Holyfield will come out fighting, and as a result, Tyson in 1. Well, that's not exactly what happened, is it? This is a really good issue here. It's got the 50 greatest heavyweights of all time. Look at that one. It's an older one with Mike before he took the belts. And how fitting that his nemesis is right next to him. Alright guys, I've burned 10 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video if you watched it. And if so, thanks for watching.